Hello everyone and welcome back to another Cut It Out Monday video. For today's video we're making yet another birthday card, but this one is for my mother-in-law. As of filming this, I am actually making this the day before her birthday, but this will obviously be posted much later than her birthday. One, because I want her to see it first, and two, because I'm trying to get a little jump start on videos. Anyways, so for today's video, I thought it would be totally appropriate, since she won't be getting this until after her birthday, to make a white rabbit card, because he was always late for a very important date. So this, and I love that theme. I'm kind of want to do a we're late for a very important birth date, or birthday or something like that. Since she will not be getting this card, and my kids picked out this white rabbit image, so we're going to go ahead and put everything together, and we'll put him together, and then we'll work on the card. So let's jump in. So I do like to, when I'm doing big images like this, I do like to get a rough idea that everything kind of fits on here. I mean, everything fits, but I also like to just make sure that I get all the tiny little pieces in the right spots and so on and so forth. So I'm going to first apologize right now in case I go off screen, because some of these are really small. I may end up bringing the image closer to me. I have all of my images pre-cut out, and this took me like 2 hours to cut out just because my paper kept snagging and everything like that, which is part of the reason I like to do these videos where I'm just putting together the image. Because it's always just a pain to try and film and then everything goes wrong. So anyways, I do like to line up the images just to get an idea of everything fitting, but specifically for the tinier images, like for example his eyes, his teeth are a little off here. I may just rip them off because again it's snagged, but out of the 4 images, or the several images, not 4. Out of the several images I had, these were the ones that, this was the face that turned out the best. So I'm just going to go in here and kind of snip away anything that's super frayed. Okay, there we go. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to line up his face with the cutout marks, or the, see, sometimes everything lines up and then they don't line up, and it's a little bit frustrating. Oh, I do know what I want to do. First I'm going to do the tiny eyeballs, because those were literally very tiny and they are the hardest to do. I'm using Tombow Mono multi-glue, or yeah, Tombow Mono liquid glue, not multi. So I'm just going to do a little tiny dot of glue in his eyes. We'll stick this down. I have it going upside down, so do like this quick stick. Does make doing small images so much easier, except it's melted a little, so it's a little extra sticky. And we'll go ahead and grab the eye out of my little bin here, and then I'm just going to pull off the fuzz. And we're going to attempt to stick them down. Come on, there we go. Alright. Get some of that adhesive off the eye here real quick. And then I'm going to go on to my step that I should have done before I did any of this. Of course, now he just looks creepy and evil, right? It's okay, kids. It's okay. I have this on the white paper just because I have a black mat and you couldn't see him. So the paper that I used to cut him out is a white core cardstock. So as you can see, it's got the white line. I don't like that because you can see, I mean, you can see it here. It's not too bad, but I don't particularly care for it around the edges. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go over that with my marker. Now, if you're new to Cricut, this is not a step that you have to do unless you want to. Most of my cardstocks are not white core. This just happened to be a scrap from my scrapbook bin, or my scrap paper bin, that I wanted to use up because that thing is getting full. So I knew that I could just go around it with my marker here. This is a Copic multiliner. I use this a lot for edging like my stamps and stuff, but oops, see, that's okay. I made the mistake, but it's gonna get covered up, so I usually do it from the back side. Anyways, I use this a lot when fussy cutting, so I can get a nice clean edge there as well. So again, this is not a step by any means that anyone has to do. This is really more of my OCD kicking in. Just kind of a brain's going, no, it's supposed to be all black and that sort of thing. So I do want to apologize if at any point I stop talking. There's a lot of little pieces on here and I don't always have a lot to say. But I might just get to a point of concentration. So I will try not to leave too much dead air because I really don't care for that very much. But I will do my best not to have dead air. So we're just gonna finish going around the edges. Again, not super worried about going on the front. Actually considering covering up some of the marks. But that would just take way longer. Not to mention I already have his eyeballs on there. So I hope everyone had a wonderful summer. I may have said that in other videos because like I said, I am trying to get these all done when I can throughout the summer, so that I can start posting again once the school year has started. And I cannot tell you how excited I am for the school year. My kids have been very well behaved. Just a lot going on that I kind of would just like a little more structure than what we have been doing. So okay, everything is all darkened. It just looks so much better for me. To me, it looks so much better. Oops, I did forget a spot by his pocket watch. So let me do that real quick. There we go. Okay, now we're done. Alright, and he's only sticking to my paper because the mat that I'm using has a little bit of a sticky residue to it. So, okay, so we are going to do the ears next because again, it's a small piece. Or, sorry, not these ears. I'm guessing this is his tongue. I don't remember seeing a tongue, but it was a small image. So again, I apologize if I go off camera. There we go. Trying to get my glue to come to the end. Okay. Now we will stick that down and use the other end to grab a hold of it. It's a very pale pink, by the way, so it does look a little more white on camera, but it is It is a pale pink. In fact, I might make it just a little bit darker with the Copic marker. There it is. Just a little darker. And since I don't have anything else around it, I'm not too super worried. Oh yes, it looks much better. And it'll dry nice and pink. Okay, now for his nose. Okay. We're going to go ahead and stick his face down. So I'm going to use my tweezers to hold that. This is going to be a little bit lengthier of a video. I'm going to turn the image so that I can get everything kind of lined up where it needs to be. This needs to come out just a bit. There we go. He is got a face. He still looks evil. So let me get the rest of his eye here. I do have to make a little trim because the piece did not cut out right. Nope, I have sometimes I have to do a little surgery on these pieces because they don't get cut out right, but no matter how many times I cut them out, I still can't get them to line up. So let's see, how does that look? Oh, it's overwhelming. It's a little overwhelming. And I think it has more to do with the cardstock that I have, not the machine itself. Well, I can't leave that black, but and again, I cut this piece out several times. That this again was the best one out of the bunch. It was frustrating me that I could not get this cut out the way I wanted. It still doesn't look right. Oh, I see where it needs to be cut now. Ha! There we go. That looks a little bit better. Yes, much better. My kids even got to pick out all the colors of cardstock. They got to pick out the shades of pink, and my youngest was so happy. She loves the color pink. So. So when she picked out this shade of pink. Oops, sorry. Again, I know it looks kind of white. Excuse me. Of course, it would help if I had a little extra light. I'm going off natural light here. Hey, there you go. But she wanted that for the card base, which was fine, except then, you know, it wouldn't have looked right doing the darker, because she originally wanted this dark pink to be this pink. So, and I had to look up to see if the White Rabbit actually had pink whites. I don't know, the white part of your eyeball. I had to see if his was actually pink, and it is. So, wanted to make it as accurate as possible. And I've got his ear, which we will do next. That's not his ear. This is his ear. I'm not sure what that pink piece goes to, but I'm sure once we're done, we'll find a spot for it, right? All right. So we'll set that piece aside so we don't lose it. And now we're going to go ahead and work on his clothes. So we get all those pieces out. Trying to work top to bottom. So we're going to go ahead and do his collar, or his shirt. We're going to lay these pieces out because there's a lot of pieces here and I want to make sure that I have them all. So we're going to lay them all out where they go. I usually put everything together at once, or I mean, not everything together. I usually lay everything out so all the pieces fit, but I had already done that with most of his face before filming so that I knew. I just didn't size anything very well. Okay, and then we have his bow tie, which goes right there. And this piece is for his umbrella. Shirt. And collar on one side. Collar on the other side. I think that piece is upside down. Yes, that looks better. And then his pants, which we're about to put on backwards. Very nice. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start gluing these things into place. I love making shaped cards like this. I think they're just so much fun. Especially when I can do characters. I love making the characters with the Cricut. They're just, it's just so much fun. I mean, they can be a pain, especially depending, this is it's a little smaller than my hand. I believe the card ends up being, what is the finished card size? Like 6 by something, off the top of my head, I don't remember. So, I mean, just imagine cutting him out even smaller, especially with the kind of crappy paper I had. I haven't found a medium weight white cardstock that I like to cut using the Cricut. I've got 12 by 12, but I hate cutting 12 by 12 when it comes to small images like this, because then I have so much of that in my scrap bin, and I'd rather not, because I don't always remember to go back to my scrap bin. But I will use it, but I'd love to find some good white paper, the Cricut machine. I know a lot of people do like the Walmart brand paper and don't have any problems, so maybe it is my machine, maybe it's just me, maybe it's the setting I'm using, except for the white paper because it's so thin. I use the light weight. Maybe I need to set it to a customized, you know, really lightweight. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. But I would love to find something a little thicker because it is quite flimsy. I mean, if I'm putting it on the back of something like, you know, putting it on something like this where it's a little bit thicker, it's going to hold up a little better. I will. But if I'm making something specifically out of the white, it would be nice to have another one. And I am not going to use the 110-pound paper. I keep that for my Copic coloring because that can be expensive or hard to find. Okay. Now we'll do his umbrella. Oh, that's what that little piece is for. See? I knew I'd figure it out. I'd forgotten about the top of his umbrella there. Just need to do a little snip. It's a very small piece. So in fact, we'll actually just put the tiniest little bit of blue there. And there we go. It's coming along nicely. Right? Yes. I don't think I have that going in the right direction. Yeah, there we go. Sorry for that noise. It's my phone. Can't find a good place for it to go where it's not gonna make noise. And it's on vibrate. I don't even know if the camera picked that up. So, again, sorry this is such a long video. Just a lot of little pieces. Okay. Maybe one of these times, instead of doing a voiceover or talking while I'm doing it, I'll just do a voiceover so that I can fast forward so it won't be so lengthy. Unless you guys like them lengthy. I mean, do you like to see them step by step being put together, or do you want to just kind of watch as they get put together? Like kind of a mix, depending on what it is. I either like to really see it get put together or just put together. Uh-oh. Am I missing a hand? Nope, right there. Along with his foot. Clock piece and his hand that is sticking to me. Go. All right. Now we can do the clock piece. Now, this is what I don't understand. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can. There, you can kind of see it. So it made the outlines here of where the hand needs to go, but it didn't do it on the white part that gets put on top of that. Like, that didn't make any sense to me. So like this goes here, and then this goes on top. That it just, you know, like it didn't make any sense. So you could put this, so if you wanted to, you could put this in just about any position. I mean, you know, if you did there, you might want to trim the thumb, but I mean, you could totally put this in any position you want. So just, you know, food for thought. We're going to go ahead and put together the watch. And then we'll put together his glasses. Now I'm going to be off camera a little bit down this way. Let me move that. So I do apologize, but I want a nice flat surface for this to sit on because there's a lot of little cut parts. It's a very detailed watch. So I don't want it to ooze over onto my image. This back over so you can see. And we will line this up. Perfect. And then we'll line this up inside there, and then I think I'm gonna have the hands going like that. So just a couple of dots on the ends there, and then so you could have this read, I mean, you could have this look like it's saying, you know, 12:30 or 1:30, because these are really both about the same length. So I mean, you could have it say just about any time you want. I gotta get all this adhesive off my finger. So there is our rabbit done. I think he's so cute, so cute. And we're gonna go ahead and set him aside. We do have one other element to him, but we can't do that yet. So we have our, this is our backer piece. Oh, let me zoom out for you. Okay, so we have our card right here. I just took this image, made a copy of it, flipped it upside down, and then welded it together. So this is his ears here, and then this is where his glasses will go. But we're gonna go ahead and put our rabbit on here. So we're just going to use again the Tombow Mono, and this will help finish off the card, the white piece. It just gives it a little something to hold on to, and because we've cut off the ears, once we fold this over, we won't have the ears just kind of flapping out there in space. So we'll go ahead and put him on. Excuse me. And we're going to kind of center him as best we can. Like it doesn't quite want to center. There we go. There we go. That's better. Sometimes you just need to give it a little push. So there is our white rabbit. Love it. Now, this is where it's going to be tricky. Let me move my glue. Oh, actually, let me finish with him and then we'll work on that because I need some glue. So we have his little glasses that are kind of flying up over here. And again, we are going to, we're going to go ahead and just glue them down. And then we have the colored part right here. Now this is all supposed to connect, but again, paper and my machine, we're not playing nicely. So we're just going to go ahead and add the spectacles to it, and then we'll just have the black as the piece holding them together. No one's going to know but us, right? A little too much glue there, it oozed out. And do the same with the other piece. I put it on the wrong side. That's okay. That's okay, because we can easily, maybe, carefully lift it up. Again, another reason I like the Tombow. I mean, the multimedia mat holds very well, but sometimes it holds so much that you can't get rid of it. So let's see. There we go. Supposed to be a little bit of black, not as much as there was. And now, oh no, oh there it is. It blended in with his pants. So now we can put just a little tiny bit of adhesive on the back of this. A little bit more than that, because there we go. Now our rabbit is done. Okay, so there we go. Looks good. You could even put some glossy accents over those if you really wanted. I'm mailing this, not going to fret. Alright, so I'll put the glue away for now. Now, like I said, tricky part is we need to line everything up. The smooth side is the inside of our card. So I need to fold this over, but I need everything to line up before I crease it. Now I'm going to take my bone folder and go ahead and get that a nice good crease. So the front of our card and then our inside, we have lots of room to write. And then once we stick our rabbit on there, look good. Okay, so now we're just going to stick the rabbit to the inside, or to the inside, to the front, to the front. Kind of wish I knew how to edit so that I could get rid of a lot of the nonsense. So we're going to go ahead and stick that down, and we're just going to use our fingers to line everything up and press it as we go so it'll line up nicely with the backing. And then I did put a little bit too much glue up by the ears, but that's okay. I'm just going to take my tweezers and kind of scrape away that glue, just so when the card is opened it doesn't stick. You don't have to do this step, I'm just ensuring that I get everything all stuck down. And there's our birthday card. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Again, I apologize for the lengthy video, and you all have a wonderful week. Bye.